We've got 10 rounds, a new title sponsor, record grids, F1 Sidecars 2015 are go. Unusually, we kick off the season here at Donington Park. But that's not the only first. We're making a visit to Alton Park, never been there before, and we've got a World Championship round at Brands Hatch in our 10-round series. Let's have a look at the calendar. And what an impressive calendar it is. The length and breadth of the country is covered in 2015. One solitary trip across the water to Assen for round 8. We'll be at Brands Hatch for 3 times. Alton Park round 3 is new. Can't wait for that. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a cracking season in 2015. Thrilling. Our new title sponsor for 2015 is Hyundai Heavy Industries in association with the Molson Group, their distributor. And from the Molson Group, James Dodkins. James, an impressive calendar, 10 rounds. You're going to be busy.
Absolutely, Barry. I mean, we're really looking forward and really excited to this experience of being the title sponsor for this year, and really looking forward to some fantastic racing ahead of us.
There seems to be an affinity between F1 sidecar racing and the plant and the contracting business. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely, Barry. I think, look, we're all petrol heads at the end of the day here, so we're looking forward to some great racing and seeing some fantastic overtakes.
How are you going to make the Molson involvement work for you?
We're going to bring as many customers as we can to this, to be honest, Barry, and try and meet as many new customers as we can through it, obviously. But we're really looking forward to sort of sharing the experience and the excitement of the event with other like-minded people.
Your first sidecar season?
Absolutely, and I'm very excited by it. Watched one fantastic race already yesterday.
Fantastic it was. A great crowd saw a terrific scrap in wonderful conditions. A new rule for this year allows World Championship contenders to compete on level terms for points and prizes, and we've got Birchells and Reeves here, followed on the grid by former champion Lovelock and Aki Alto. This was a 12-lap race in perfect conditions. Reeves and Birchall on the front row. Reeves in pole position, actually, but from the left, from the outset, Ben and Tom Birchall on the Mitchells of Mansfield Suzuki charged ahead. Andy Peach was coming through from a sluggish qualifying. He very quickly dispatched Sean Hegarty and James Neve. Peach now sporting a green fairing on the front of his bike, but he was all at sea. Qualifying had been a very difficult procedure for so many crews. They were testing new bikes, they were testing new setups, new equipment, and first race nerves. But the BY's Kawasaki pair of Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwold, whose bottom you could see there, were terrific. Tim Reeves and Greg Clues were in and out of pit lane with various mechanical problems. Not so at the front though, for the 29 pairing of Steve Kershaw and Rob Wilson. On the Express Tyres Lockerbie Blink Body Quarry Kawasaki, they were flying. In came Bygrave and Sharp on the Blue Machinery Suzuki, and they were just another outfit to add to the list of retirements, and there were a lot. Rod Robertson, Helen Dean making up the numbers in pit lane as well. Meanwhile, even Hegarty, the reigning champion, had a problem. He had to pull out of race 1, and that problem persisted right through his weekend. Roger Body's outfit was being campaigned by Gary Bryan, who will be riding that for the season. It too retired. No such trouble though for Ben and Tom Birchall. They took a brilliant win, chased home all the way by the Lovelock Alto pairing. Good to see them back. But the men of the match, Ricky Stevens, Ryan Charwood for BY's Kawasaki. First race, first podium, brilliant. Birchall's though, terrific stuff, a good taste of what's to come for them, and they score valid points for the championship. There they are, top of the pile. It's a long race, 20 minutes. That's your podium. Birchall, Lovelock, Stevens, Kershaw and Wilson, fantastic in fourth. Brown, Peach, struggling. Holland down there as well. Ian Guy and Ken Edwards, a new pairing for this year. They rode well. Bemsey champions Matt McLaurin, A.D. Hope there in 12th, ahead of fellow Bemsey riders Martin Kirk and Ben Hughes. Brilliant stuff. Tim Reeves, as you can see, look at that list of DNFs. It was something of a race of attrition. Archer, Gilbert and Holden, bottom of the pile. On the grid for race 2, and pole position will be taken by the Birchall brothers, who had that sensational win in the opening race here yesterday afternoon. Lining up alongside them will be Roger Lovelock and Aki Alto, and the amazing final podium place yesterday, Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood on the Be Wiser Kawasaki. What a ride we had by Steve Kershaw and Rob Wilson on the Express tyres, sponsored by Blink Body Quarries Kawasaki. Kershaw and Wilson, fantastic. Here comes Lovelock and Aki Alto. Previous champions would love to do it again. Tim Reeves, though, reigning world champion, Tim Reeves is at the back of the grid. He had a chain problem yesterday, he retired. Hegarty wasn't in good shape yesterday. He's way back on the grid. They'll sort themselves out. It's going to be action-packed, 8 laps dash. That's what it's going to be. Would you bet against Birchall on a double? Let's watch Reeves, see what he can do. So many top names are coming from the back of the grid. These guys do well. Matt McLaurin, AD Hope, their thumbs up. They're looking apprehensive, as indeed is Gary Bryan and Jamie Wynn. Roger Body's ex and regular passenger there will be holding down the third wheel. But right up the front at the sharp end, the Birchall boys poised to go. They will be acutely aware that somewhere down the order, Tim Reeves and Greg Clues will not be hanging about. But at the lights, away they go then. Birchall's, Lovelock in the middle of your picture. On the left, you can see the Be Wiser Kawasaki of Ricky Stevens already making a play. Tony Brown and Sam Christie it is in third place. The number 57 Paymundo.com Kawasaki. There then, Tim Reeves and Clues on the left, rocketing round the outside on the drop down to Craner curves. Race leaders, Birchall's, Lovelock it is, Tony Brown. Then it's Ricky Stevens, Ben Holland, Kershaw on the inside of him, so side by side. Kershaw's got the drop on Holland. Looking back, Tim Reeves looking to pick him up. Where's Tim Reeves? Coming through then, right behind Holland. Lovelock and Alto, good to see that pair reunited. Marlborough meets Finland again for 2015. Hegarty's having a miserable weekend. It's a brand new bike. They just haven't managed to get it sorted. There's Reeves up another place on the charge now. Reigning world champion Tim Reeves and Greg Clues. A 0 in the first race. He can score points this time. A look over the shoulder, across the helmet of his passenger to see who's behind. Tony Brown. New passenger Sam Christie, young Sam Christie, who rode so well last season and earned his stripes. Birchall's not getting away. Lovelock on the sole BMW in the race, the number 49 outfit. Everybody else seems to have switched to Kawasaki or some good, strong L2 Suzukis. That's the 2012 engine. Hegarty's got one of those. Birchall's run one of those. Ben Bygrave and Justin Sharp are running a Suzuki, as indeed is Rupert Archer, and Shelley Smith is the number 70. But a lot of Kawasaki's. He's on Kawasaki, 77. Tim Reeves at Redgate, up the inside. They're number 41, Benny Stroyer from Holland, because the following weekend there's a World Championship round here, and the Dutchman using the opportunity to practice here at Donington in these glorious conditions. On board there with Lovelock, you can see just how far ahead the Birchalls were. Where's Reeves? Up to about 6th now, I would say. In 6th place, Tim Reeves, behind Steve Kershaw and Rob Wilson, who have picked up where they left off at the end of 2014. That's smoke, that's a blow-up. That's Gary Bryan and Jamie Wynn retiring the ex-Roger Body Kawasaki in a cloud of smoke. There's a problem there. A real problem there. Oh dear me, off the racing line, but that engine has let go in a big way. He did the right thing, he got it off the track. The oil flag definitely out, and we have a red flag. That is a race stoppage. Well, it's been a fair old delay, but we're back at the end of the day because to keep things going, this is a live event. The schedule was rejigged, but here we are. There's still sunshine, albeit low in the sky, and they will carry on now as they left off. Virtuals from the front. It's a new race. Away we go. And again, we're going to see battle resume between Kershaw and Tony Brown, who is absolutely flying on the Paymundo.com Kawasaki. He got the better of Kershaw that time. Ben Holland, Lee Watson on the Finning Cat Kawasaki, the distinctive yellow and black in caterpillar colours. You can't miss them, can you? They stick out beautifully. This terrific Hyundai Heavy Industries British Sidecar Championship, thrilling the crowds here. They absolutely love it. And we still have sunshine here through on the inside. And underneath Roger Lovelock goes Ben Holland and Lee Watson, and they're closing up dramatically. That BMW is very, very fast. He's regained the place, though. He's back in front. This, the top of the race. In second place, Stevens and Charwood. There's Tim Reeves, Greg Clues, fighting through again. So they're now up to sixth place. Look at it. Fourth. There they are. Oh, Hegarty and James Lee got a slingshot past Steve Kershaw. Are they going to be able to make it stick? They're on the inside, coming into the foggy S's. Through they go, over the curve, using all the track and more. Riding with Steve Kershaw now. What a season he had last year, but Hegarty sweeps by. Kershaw's on the inside though. Can he do it on the brakes here? Is there a big enough hole? No, there isn't. Hegarty, ever the canny sidecar racer, keeps the door closed. Reeves and Clues then charging ahead of Holland and Watson on the inside of Lovelock and Alto, locked up the rear end momentarily. A puff of smoke from the reigning world champion, but he's on the case now. Ahead of him, he can see the leader. That's what he wants. Through on the inside, Simon Gilbert. Underneath, Matt McLaurin and A.D. Hope, our Bensi champions, who are acquitting themselves really, really well. Benny Stroyer rocketing past the Dutchman. Out goes Brian Gray. Brian Gray not having the best day, but he's booked in for the full season. We expect to see the man from High Wycombe campaigning a full year in this F1 Sidecar Championship, which has attracted the very best crews in the country. John Holden, Andy Winkle, having spun out, but they're away again, back on the track. Retirement in the first race for Holden and Winkle, and not much better luck this time. So the former TT winners need to do something better coming into Brands Hatch. Kevin Cable and Guy Palsy out of it. Very smartly turned out. Reeves making good progress, but the battle now between Lovelock and Tony Brown on the Paymundo.com Kawasaki. Lovelock's got the BMW on the inside. The sprint over the rise to the Melbourne hairpin. And Lovelock is on the racing line. He's on the inside, and through he goes, but he's got to keep it tight. Not easy, but he does. The BMW will punch up the hill here. Hegarty still going well ahead of Ben Holland. Riding again with Kershaw. You can see the shadows on the tarmac here. Round Goddard's they come. Onto the start-finish straight again. Away towards Redgate. Birchall has not made the break from Stevens. In third place, Reeves and Clues. Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood on the B-Wiser Kawasaki, doing a fantastic job. This team now linked to Tommy Hill's B-Wiser Kawasaki Superbike team, ridden by Walker and Danny Buchan. Chris Walker, the veteran, Danny Buchan. They're the Superbike riders, and we've got full B-Wiser livery on the Kawasaki of Ricky Stevens. Ben Holland and Lee Watson, for so many seasons running very much at the sharp end, have been overtaken to a certain extent by the improvements made by the other teams. And if they're going to have a good 2015, they need to be mixing it at the front on a regular basis. Easier said than done, that is for sure. Even Reeves now finding it difficult to close down Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood. 2 years ago, he would have swept by, but such is the pace of the younger talent coming through in this championship that it is not a done deal by any means. Look at Stevens, how well is that B-Wiser Kawasaki turned out. Holding his own here against the reigning world champion. Holland and Watson, Finning Cat Kawasaki out of the running. Mechanical problem, bad weekend for them. Ryan Charwood, not tall, but strong and stocky, and that is one of the essential characteristics of a sidecar passenger. Greg Clues, on the other hand, Tim Reeves' passenger, is tall, very fit, rated as one of the best international F1 passengers in the world, and he is the reigning world champion passenger, let's face it. What answer has Tim Reeves got for Ricky Stevens, who's riding the wheels of that B-Wiser Kawasaki, having had a fair amount of winter testing, one of the only sidecar crews to have been to the warmer near continent to get some laps in on one or two Spanish circuits. Showing the world champion, we're halfway through here. Birchall is not getting away, Ricky Stevens is staying with them. Suzuki then leading this pair of Kawasaki's. Reeves in third, holding station, but shadowing Ricky Stevens. Are we going to see a major upset here? Are we going to see Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood lead the world champion home? Well, Tim's riding the wheels of it, that's for sure. Coming right across that apex on the exit of the Foggy S's. He's on the inside, going down to the Melbourne hairpin. Reeves is through, but wow, look at that. Stevens swapping paintwork, not having any of it. What a cheeky and precocious move that was. Brilliant stuff from Ricky Stevens. Fighting back, he's not going to let Tim Reeves get away. Can he tuck in behind him now and stay with him and possibly sniff out an opportunity in the closing stages? But he's going to have to stay with him, that's for sure. And to be honest, he could do worse than follow Tim Reeves round for at least two of these laps and learn a bit of track craft. Not that he hasn't got it already. Tony Brown and Sam Christie doing a bit of motocrossing. But thumbs up from the passenger, head down and away they go again. Number 57, Tony Brown. Another of those young crews to come up from the BEMC, the Club Championship, some 2 seasons ago. Another retirement for Hegarty. James Neves' hand in the air. No visible problem with that bike, but they're out of the running. Not so, though, for Steve Kershaw. There's the James Neves hand in the air. Steve Kershaw under that helmet will be thinking, there's another place for me. Not that he wants to profit by anybody's misfortune, but hey, that's racing, that's what it's all about. By goes Tony Brown. So Tony Brown then also benefiting. Second place, Tim Reeves in your picture now. Third place still, and very much in touch, Stevens. In fourth, it's number 49, Roger Lovelock, Aki Alto. Fifth place for Kershaw and Wilson. Sixth it is, coming into view over the rise. That's about 150 miles an hour at that point, Tony Brown and Sam Christie. And Ben Bygrave on the blue machinery, Justin Sharp. Brilliant ride for them. They're going well and looking the part as well. Good crew this, they get on well, they're similar ages, they're fit, they enjoy each other's company, and that is part of the key to successful sidecar racing, having a good relationship with the man on whom you so depend. Justin Sharp there doing a good job over the back end of that Ben Bygrave Suzuki. On board with Lovelock and Alto. There was some talk at the end of last season whether he too would go Kawasaki, but he opted to stay with the tried and tested BMW. He put 2 seasons of development into it, and I have to say, this showing proves that he made the right choice. Through Starkers, the left-hander, Schwantz curve, round here and up to the right-hander of McLean's, which is bumpy on the entry and not that smooth on the way out either. The Birchall boys, Ben and Tom, kicking off their season in great style here with high hopes for the 2015 World Championship campaign, which begins just 1 week later on this very circuit, and they will have got some good racing miles and experience under their belts. They're on the penultimate corner on the final lap, just Goddard's to negotiate the left-hander, and a second victory here at Donington Park is theirs for the taking. Ben and Tom Birchall sweeping home for the checkered flag. Now it remains to be seen how close is Tim Reeves chasing. He's close, he definitely got his finger out, but not enough. A great second place for Reeves ahead of a second podium for Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood. They can't believe it. Good solid points for Lovelock and Alto. on their championship quest, and Kershaw, Wilson, Matt McLaurin, A.D. Hope, alongside Ian Drown. Ian Drown and Jed Pillmore Brady. This pair have had a good scrap all the way through the race, but Matt McLaurin has really proved his worth in this championship, and almost contact. Oh, there is contact. A bit of a touch there. Over the line they go. It was close all the way to the flag, but the Birchells had it. A double win for them in the sunshine at Donington Park, and there it is, confirmed. Reeves and Stevens complete the podium. Lovelock, Kershaw, Brown. You saw that battle going on throughout the race, and what a race it was. Bygrave ahead of Simon Gilbert, a brilliant 8. Carl Morgan in the chair for him in 8th place. There's the Drown, McLaurin and Hope battle for 11th and 12th, all for valuable points ahead of Kirk and Hughes. Great. 2 ladies, Smithers and Dealey, Robinson getting the final point. Ben and Tom Birchall, fantastic double. That's really set you up for the World Championship round.
Let's hope so. Let's hope we can do it next weekend. Yeah, really enjoyed it here at Donington Park with BSB. It's been great. You know, thanks to everybody that's helped us get here, and we look forward to a good year.
Didn't put a foot wrong. Flawless.
Oh, cheers, thanks. Yeah, I enjoyed it really. Great to have local support, and you know we've had Andy Mitchell here this weekend, and a few guys from Hayley, and you know, big thanks to all the people that are helping us this year, Heath, and yeah, really enjoying it.
Tim Reeves, Greg Clues, you left yourself a bit to do, Tim, but you did very well. A good charge through the field.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was good fun. I mean, some of these young lads. I mean, Ricky, you'll give it to Ricky. He's riding fantastic. Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it, and it was good. Yeah. In
fairness, Paul Napton said to me, "You've been helping Ricky a bit, so you may be teaching him a bit too much."
Yeah, I took him under my wing a bit really, and you know we've got a bit of help from Stuart AOS, which we're very grateful for, and yeah, you know we've got to put a bit back sometimes, haven't you? And I think it's only fair that you know if you can take a youngster under your wing and give him a bit of help, then you know that Steve Webster did that with me, so if I can do that to Ricky and Ryan, then I think it's good for the sport. So I just got to say a massive thanks to Team Aiden, Press Dr. Salmon, HNS Contractors, Met Rail, everyone who helps us. We wouldn't be here without them, and thanks very much.
Brilliant. Greg, you're back here next week in the World Championship, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to the next weekend. You know, hopefully we're ready to fight for the title.
Ricky Stevens, Ryan Charwood, a double podium. What a weekend for you. What a way to kick off the Be Wiser job.
Absolutely brilliant, Barry. Yeah, I couldn't have wished for a better day, and yesterday it's absolutely amazing. I don't know what to say, really.
Bit of an upset with the oil, but we got the race away in the end, and then we had live TV, so why? Good, eh?
Yeah, it was a really good race. We didn't even know it was live.
No,
yeah,
it was
It was a really good race. I mean, you know, we just done our game, which was to get involved with the likes of these two in front. You know, and they pulled us along, and that's what we need.
Cheeky move on Reevesy.
I had to have a go, didn't you? I mean, we had a good weekend battling with everybody, but when you're up there, Reeve and Virtual, you've got to have a go.
Well done. Congratulations. Bring it on at Brands.
Definitely. Cheers. Bye.
You've got to have a go, and he did have a go. Look at that. 32 points. Birchells, though, on top, maximum. There will be at least 4 rounds where the Birchells and Reeves will not compete. So what a championship this is shaping up to be. 4th for Kershaw, brilliant. Brown in there as well in 5th. Ben Holland, as you can see, with Lee Watson down there, 11th. Bygrave, Kirk. Just so much to do and so many people out there aiming at it. It's going to be fantastic when we get to Brands Hatch. Well, I think we got the Hyundai Heavy Industries British F1 Sidecar Championship off to a flying start here at Donington. Slight hiccup with oil on the track, but that sidecar racing, great performance from the old guns and a brilliant performance from the new Be Wiser team. Can they be on the top of the podium at Brands? We shall see. That's where we are in 2 weeks' time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.